What's up, everybody? Welcome to... Oh, hold on. I got to get my thing over here. Forgot about it. Fire up the mics. There you go. Fire up the mics. We are here to fire up the mics about Brittney Griner. So, quickly... Nope, pause. A little technical difficulties, but yes, we're here to fire up the mics on Brittney Griner. So, very quickly, Steve and I have not talked about it much on the podcast. I've not paid attention much in the news. I've always had a weird thought about this. I am a believer in don't break... What is the phrase? I'm a believer in, and I can't even say the phrase. Don't do the crime if you can't do the time. So, I believe in that. If you don't want to get in trouble, don't do something to potentially get in trouble. I don't know the drug rules, the laws in Russia. I assume Brittney Griner has and did because she's played over there for years. I'm also a believer in Americans first. So, I've been conflicted about her being arrested and held in Russia. And it goes back to the Amanda Knox stuff and multiple people. I know over here in America, we love to romanticize Europe and the whole world and all this stuff. Fact of the matter is, a good portion of the world hates America. For whatever reason, there's a bunch of them out there. Some I can see and some I don't understand. But they hate America. So every time someone from America gets in trouble in the other side of the world, personally, I think it's a political statement from that country to us. So when she got arrested for, was it a drug possession, a canister of cannabis oil, and was sentenced to 10 years, it's like, do they do that for everybody over there? Or did they say, oh, we have an American, boom, we're going to crush her? And I believe that's kind of what happened. I also believe, I am biased to, she's probably an anti-American sports player, basketball player, kneels for the anthem, all this stuff, still probably going to come back and trash America, where here you can pretty much do what you want, drug-wise. You have rules, don't get me wrong, but cannabis oil, no harm, no foul. The virtue signaling when she was over there, if it was LeBron, America would move heaven and earth to get her over here, all these things where for the short-sighted, simple-minded person, you would think that. But it's Russia. They don't care what we care about over here. Men, women, all this stuff. No. To them, to most of the world, we're Americans. That's it. Not black American, African, white. No. You're Americans. They clump us all together. We're the only ones that separate ourselves. But anyway, when they arrested her for this, it was like, damn, that sucks. Part of me was like, good. You know what? You hate America. See what it's like, somewhere else. And at the same time, I'm like, no, bro, she's an American. She broke the law. I get it. But there needs to be some sort of exchange. And listen, we're not going to keep her here in Russia, but you guys got to punish her in America. I don't know how that stuff works. I'm just thinking as a regular person. But go back to the foundation. Don't do the crime if you can't do the time. So I kind of fell back to that. But it was always in the back of my head, she's an American first. A self-hating American? Yeah. Will she realize the rest of the world is not that good? Probably not. Because she's trained here to hate America. But so be it. I still put America first. I'm glad they released her. But what they did to release her, I don't think I'm a fan of. Now, I'm going to read you what I have here in front of me on Brittney Griner. On February 17th, 2022, arrested for drug possession at an airport outside of Moscow while returning to her team in Russia from an FIBA World Cup qualifier break. Custom officials said they found vape canisters with cannabis oil in her luggage. July 1st, 22, trial started outside of Moscow. July 7th, pled guilty to drug possessions, saying there was no intent. She didn't mean to break the law. August 4th, sentenced to 9 years. 25th of October, appeal denied. The 17th, she was transferred to the penal colony. Can you imagine a penal colony over there? We have jails here. I guess they have a whole land mass for them to go to. I really don't know. And then December 8th, Russia agrees to free her based on the exchange of prisoner here in America from Russia, Victor Bout. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Nicknamed the Merchant of Death. So, Vitkor, a former Soviet military officer serving 25 years in prison in the United States on charges of conspiracy to kill Americans, acquire and export anti-aircraft missiles, and provide material support to terrorist organizations. Bout has maintained his innocence. The Kremlin repeatedly called for his release, slamming the sentence as baseless and unbiased. So, they swap an arms dealer, merchant of death, planned to kill Americans, getting anti-aircraft missiles, all allegedly, will be as fair as we can be, for a basketball player who had some cannabis oil in her luggage. Again, now here's where I get into my head. She's American. American is the most important thing. We have to protect our American citizens. But it's an arms dealer nicknamed the Merchant of Death for a basketball player for cannabis oil. Now, I'm not going to jump over. Well, you see my conspiracy theory placard back here. This is virtue signaling at the highest possible level, in my opinion. Because why wasn't Paul Whelan part of the deal? Paul Whelan is a corporate security executive jailed for nearly 4 years in Russia on espionage charges that his family and U.S. government say are baseless, as Russia said about Bout. They said the originally part of the deal was to get Whelan and Griner for Bout, for the Merchant of Death, but they didn't want to do that, or it didn't pan out that way. But Biden said, we are working strong to bring home Whelan, that they're both held for different things. Now, I believe Biden is full of it, but I do believe they're being held for different things. Espionage, national security, America and Russia, versus cannabis oil. Probably easier to negotiate releasing one. I understand that. But you're releasing the lesser for someone called the Merchant of Death. Conspiracy, espionage, you could say maybe for him, for Bout, on par with Whelan, even though Whelan is not a mercenary of death. He's not an arms dealer. He was a spy who said he was given a hard drive to give to somebody and didn't know what was on it. I don't know. That's not for me to decide. But the two American crimes, in my opinion, no American bias here, did not link up to someone, again, for hopefully the last time, called the Merchant of Death. It doesn't match up. Okay? To me, because I'm in the conspiracy corner at the moment, it's virtue signaling. We got to get the woman, the black athlete, because over here in America, if she was a male athlete or making equal pay as a man playing her sport, she wouldn't be in Russia supplementing her income because she doesn't make enough here in America as a professional athlete, so she has to go to Russia to make that extra money. If it was equal pay here, she wouldn't be over there and this wouldn't have happened. So that's my virtue signaling conspiracy theory. I think she's gay. She's married. She has a wife. She's black, underpaid, of an underpaid athlete in America. I mean, these are all the things that we're against in America. So obviously, in my opinion anyway, the virtue signaling, the liberals are going to go save her because how it looks. You better believe it's going to come up in the next 2 years when it comes to election time and primaries come up. Hey, look who went over there and saved the underpaid lesbian black athlete. The liberals did. And again, it's crappy to say that, but if you pay attention to the news, These are the only things that move the dial. And I'm trying so hard to move past it because to me, an American life was brought home for something, in my opinion, silly, though it's their laws, their country. I'm glad the American is home. And I hope she appreciates what was done to bring her home. But liberals have her. They're going to coach her up. If I wasn't an underpaid athlete, I wouldn't be there doing this. I guarantee that's going to come out. And it's shitty, man. It sucks. It really does. I'm going to hold on to the fact that an American life was taken from Russia, brought back here, and I'm going to hold on to that as long as I can. But what was swapped doesn't add up. And then leaving Paul Whelan behind, which was on par with the arms dealer, not being part of the deal. I mean, we all know Biden's soft, in my opinion anyway. Why not push harder? I don't want Brittney Griner to spend her entire life in jail. This guy's got 4 years. She's got 10 months. Hold out longer. If you really want bout, you got to give us both. If she had to wait an extra year or so, so be it. Bring 2 Americans home for a guy who seems to be a horrible human being, based on what is written on these articles here. I'm going to post on YouTube, on Rumble, in the description, the 3 articles that I use to read their quick little, bios about. They'll be in there. What do you guys think? At @N_discourse on all the social media platforms. Comment on the videos on YouTube and Rumble. Again, am I looking too much in the virtue signaling? Is it only about saving an American life and not about an underpaid black female athlete? Is that not part of it? I love it not to be. But the liberals show one thing and one thing only. They don't care about the human being. They care about what pisses people off, setting that quote-unquote fire, and then putting it out after they set it so they can say, hey, look what I did. I'm the one who saved her. You know what I mean? So, you guys tell me. I hope you like the video. I hope you like the podcast. Listen, subscribe, share. We appreciate it. You guys have a great day.